Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back with another live video for you today. Thank you for joining me. The reason that I'm having this video, and it really deserves a much longer video, but I'm going to try and get this done extremely quickly because I think it's important for people to know. So thank you for joining me. It will be short. That's the plan, at least. So here's the problem. I needed to get this out there because it needs to be said, and we'll see if there's any apologies that come our way. I really doubt that. You know, there's going to be, those guys aren't ever going to apologize, right? But let me explain to you what's going on. We've got basically three major deceivers, in my mind, who are completely blinded by their religion. Completely. They cannot uncover deception. It has become impossible for them to see the deception. So I will expose them and show you exactly what I mean, and then we can all decide what's better, to open our minds and to actually look at other possibilities, or to be so shut down, so shut in, that there is no longer the ability to even look outside of what we're told. And that's where they are. If we bow down to their wishes, then we can expect our children and our children's children and our children's children's children to be enslaved by the men that these guys, the three of them, worship and adore. The three deceivers leading humanity to further enslavement are Wolfie6020, Dazza the Cameraman, and Sly Sparkane. Let me explain why, and then I'll show you the problem I have with the three of them. Are they nice guys for the most part? I kind of know Wolfie a little bit. Never been a fan of Abracadazza. These kind of people, they've already made the decision. They've already decided what the earth is. So it doesn't matter. Now, many people might come and say, but Jeran, you think that the earth is flat. So you're arguing from a flat earth standpoint. Huge difference. Huge difference. Science is the attacking of the current model. It is not the parading around and promoting the current model. That's not science. It's the opposite of science. Calling people names is not science. Okay, saying somebody who's asking questions is an idiot or is a moron, that is not science. That is the complete opposite of science. So these people who back science are a complete opposite of it. They don't even understand what they're doing. It's a disaster. So let me explain to you what's going on here. So these three are not skeptics at all. At all. They are not even thinkers. They are indoctrinated, brainwashed, in love with their religion. They're incapable of using their brain. They traded their brain long ago for a parrot brain so they can repeat. And if you continue to follow them, then you can expect further enslavement by an elite group of pedophiles, Satanists, inbred, Zionist, usury-pushing, baby-eating demons. Okay? That's all I got to say about that. So let me explain to you the issue here. First, we've got Mr. What do we have here first?
Perth again, and it's Thursday, March.
Okay, so we're going to listen to Wolfie6020, whatever the number is, 2060, I don't know, 6020. He is going to describe what's going to be happening on the equinox here.
2017, that's today's local newspaper, the West Australian. And
skip forward here a little bit.
Which is the corner of Princess Street.
He's going down to this corner to tell us that he's going to be looking.
This is a great location is because Princess Street
270 degrees.
East-west. So as we go down the hill there,
so you'll hear him here, 270 degrees west.
We're looking exactly 270 degrees.
Okay, so you heard him. He says we're looking exactly 270 degrees west, where we're going to see the sun set on the equinox, March 20th.
Now, if you refer back to my other videos taken in October and December, you'll remember the sun was a lot further south, so it was a lot further. And on March 20th, when the sun sets, it's going to be directly in line with that road.
Okay, now the next words are the problem. Okay, this man is not thinking with an open mind. Listen what he says.
And that's going to happen all over the Earth, from the bottom of South America to Anchorage in Alaska. We're going to see the sun setting at 270 degrees all over the Earth. So if you're researching this for yourself, take the time on that day just to go out and measure the angle of the sunset yourself.
Yeah, just go out and measure the angle of the sunset yourself.
It's
go ahead.
a real observation in the real world. And then think about what shape the Earth must be.
Then think about what shape the Earth must be
to produce the same angle of the sunset all over the Earth on the same day.
Yeah, to produce the same angle all over the Earth at the same day must be
However
what?
you look at it, it's not going to work on a flat Earth.
Not going to work on a flat Earth, guys.
So forget about CGI videos, forget about long-winded explanations.
Forget about everything else, CGI, long-winded, all the videos people have made, all the problems with the heliocentrism, forget it all.
Just go outside and
go outside.
observe reality with your own eyes.
Check reality.
Because the equinox proves the Earth is not flat.
The equinox proves the Earth is not flat. Because that's what his expected results are. That's not an experimenter. This person is not testing anything. They have gone into the test with a preconceived notion. Again, if he's going in with a preconceived notion that he's going to try and prove that the Earth is flat, it's a completely different story. What he's trying to do there is trying to debunk the current going truth. But he's not. He's trying to push the current going truth. Let me show you why he's dead wrong.
And there it is, 11 days before the equinox. In 11 days' time, that sun will be anomaly at very high course.
He's also talking about how, we'll get a little further.
The horizon. But by the time the center of the sun, the top of the sun, past 270 degrees. So it's not really an anomaly. It's just the way the sun is moving, which
it's not really an anomaly. It's just the way the sun is moving, followed with
actually confirms the shape of the Earth as a
oh, it actually confirms the shape of the Earth as a globe.
And the last part again, for anyone who doesn't.
Okay, so then he introduces us to Dazza the Cameraman's analysis. But first, we're going to go to a, I believe this is. So that was the end of 6020. I'll show you why he's dead wrong
YouTube.
and why
This
you can't
is Dazza
watch
the
these guys
Cameraman.
anymore.
Today is Sunday,
Here's Dazza the Cameraman. Let's watch him.
March 20th, 2016, and today is the March equinox, which means that the sun rises due east and it sets due west.
Okay, so it's the equinox. Rises due east, sets due west. We already know the story. Let's keep going.
Regardless of your latitude. This is a flat Earth simulation of the sun's rotation around the disk of the flat Earth.
Okay.
As you can see, we've also got the moon chasing the sun, permanent 180 degrees from.
Yeah, because people really believe that. That's really worth bringing up. I believe that nobody believes that the moon is 180 degrees away from the sun at all times. So we're going to make fun of people now because they don't have art skills. Whatever.
Sun. Apparently that's about as high-tech as a flat Earth simulation gets.
That's about as high-tech as a flat Earth simulation gets.
Anyway, I digress.
You should digress.
So today was the equinox, which means that the sun rises due east.
Due east and due west.
Sets
Yep.
due west.
See how these guys act like they're smart? They repeat out of a book. It's the least smart thing you can do. You might as well be a parrot. What is different between Dazza the Cameraman and a parrot? Both of them can repeat. Big deal. But they act smart. Look at me. I'm going to say rises east and sets west.
Represents the path
Look at me.
of the sun at the equinox, which is March and September. Here is a standard Earth map showing the path of the sun at equinox.
Probably shouldn't look at flat maps, but go ahead.
At 0 degrees latitude. And here we see the time of sunrise and sunset as seen from my location here in New Zealand. We had sunrise at 7:18 a.m.
Now I'm not sure if you can see this. He's not mentioning the fact that right here where it says sunrise, sunset, notice it says 91 east and 269 west. Now, everyone knows that it rises at 90 degrees east and sets at 270, except for, I'm not going to mention the fact that it's off by 1 degree on my test here. But regardless of that, it's off way more than that, I'll show you.
Sunset at 7:27 p.m. Here is the position of the sun at sunrise.
Nobody cares.
North due east and sets due west.
Okay, so what he's doing here, let me go back to this part. There we go.
As you can see, I've marked the positions of the sunrise and the sun.
Okay, so what he's done with these two orange dots, I know you can't see my mouse, but these two orange circles here. He's marked the position of the sun rise and the position of the sunset. He's over in New Zealand.
As seen from New Zealand.
Okay.
But remember that on the equinox, the sun rises due east and sets due west.
Right.
So I've drawn this orange.
Okay, so he's gone ahead and drawn for you east and west over here, right? Okay, let me show you the problem here, and let's get over to... Actually, I'll probably let this finish just so you
line
can see.
to show due east and due west. You'll notice that the position of sunrise and the position of sunset is nowhere near this east-west line.
Right. See, here's the problem. He's looking at this east-west line, saying that there's nowhere near. Now we're going to go over to Google Earth and show you something here. Okay. Here's Google Earth. Hopefully you can see that. I drew some lines already here, but I'm going to show you what the problem is. Okay. Now, you might not be able to see the distances. I'll try and do them for you. But these lines that I drew are all on the 75 latitude here. If you look, there's 75, and you'll see this white line starts from there. Come down, this white line starts from there. This one starts, well, that's not a white line. This one starts from there. Okay. Do you notice something weird about these white lines? Anybody? How about the fact that, do those look like they're pointing east and west to you? Do those look like, that looks weird. Why are they all pointing towards the equator? Interesting. Wouldn't that be weird if maybe east and west isn't what we think it is? Maybe people think they know what east and west is, but they don't know what east and west is. Okay, from each of these lines, this is 90 degrees east. I'll prove it. We'll go here. Grabbing, I don't know if you can see this on the screen. If you can, hopefully. But I'm grabbing my line tool, starting it right here, and I'm drawing this line here, and you'll see that this is exactly 90 degrees to the east. Okay, so when they say, oh, rise is 90 degrees east, well, does this look like east to you? Okay, well, that's 90 degrees. Now, here's an even worse part. We'll go to the next one. Here's 90 degrees east from here. Start here. Come on. 90 degrees east. Okay, whoops, 89 point, oops. Come back a little bit. There we go. 90 degrees east from here. Okay, now if you can't see, because I think last time I did this, you can't see my little ruler box here for some reason on the live feed, so you'll have to do this yourself. I'm certainly not telling any lies. This is the way it goes. And here's the crazy part. Catch me here. See, stay with me. If this white line here, okay, this white line right here, if this line is 90 degrees east from this point, okay, that means it's directly east. If I take a line now and instead I draw it from this point, we'll zoom in here and get an exact, oops, clear that out. Okay, so if I draw it right here, shouldn't this be exactly west? Hello, come on. Meaning this white line, obviously we just went directly east, so going right back to where we came from should be exactly 270 to the west, right? That goes without saying. Well, how about not even close? The red line that I've already drawn, that's west. This is 280 west. Okay? So what we've got here is a huge problem. Okay? And it should be, west would be 270, not 280, which is over here, 270. It's even more. Okay? So what we've got here is what is going on? How can this person be directly east, but directly west is over here? Well, this is the screw up of the globe. This is the whole problem. And these people will never see it. They'll just look right past it and tell you things like, it can't possibly work on a flat earth. Okay, here's another example. As we travel down further, you see I'm still at the 75. Okay. And as this goes across, so this is on the same line as all my other white lines. Now you'll notice that the angles are going up. Okay, so when the sun rises in the east, for everyone on Earth, well, they're all looking in the direction of the sun. It's not because they're looking east. This is the lie. This is what these guys cannot see. They think they're so freaking smart, they just can't open their eyes. You draw the lines on here. Now let me show you this other video where goofball number, whatever number we're on, 3. Let's go here. Oops, where's my player? Okay, here comes Dazza. This music is horrendous. Turn that off. Okay, so let's see there. Let's make fun of people. Let's call them Dumb and Dumber. Okay, because that's scientific. Let's go ahead and call people dumb. Let's go through here, and they laugh at the flat earthers didn't have anything correct during their tracking. You know, look at all these lines and how crazy it is and how perfect the globe is. This couldn't have worked on the flat earth because everything's in a different direction. But the globe works perfectly, right? Look at how perfectly the globe works. He lines up all these lines on the globe. Here's all the perfect lines. Hold on a second. Time out. That looks a little bit different than what we just saw, doesn't it? Let's see again. He's got all these lines coming straight off the globe. Let's go again. I'll pause it there. So he's putting the compass there. Look where he's drawing these lines. Okay, so everybody see these lines here? Oops, I never switched over. Sorry, guys. Now I'm switching. We're back to this video here. So what he did is sorry, I'll show you again. He was making fun of Antonio and Nathan. Then he was talking about this. Then he was showing how wrong every other map is and how perfect the globe is by drawing it out. And he puts these lines on it, which are his own invention, by the way. These aren't the way it works. Okay, so see these lines? So he has these lines coming off, but we just went on the globe, on the Google Earth, and we are showing that these lines, these white lines are the lines. See the difference? How the white lines are pointing at all in one direction. They're pointing over here around the equator. He's showing it as if they're pointing straight, as if east and west are straight. So let me show you another problem with this. And now you can kind of see what I'm talking about, that these guys are just deceived. I don't know if they're deceiving us on purpose or if they're just blind. Either one, you know, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me in the least bit. So let's go back to this video. Okay, so he's going to keep playing, and he's showing, look how perfect the globe is. He can just spin it around. Look how all these lines, they line up perfectly. And look at, they spin, and they're all pointed at the sun. How perfect everything is on the... Any questions? It's that easy, guys. You know, how could you not be smart enough to figure this out? Let me go back to the video with Dazza the Cameraman. Okay, here's the problem. Watch this. So what he's doing here is he's drawing these two green lines here, okay? And he's saying, this can't possibly be true. It needs to be at 90 degrees. There's a 55-degree angle difference between the flat Earth and the round Earth. Well, let's go see if that's true. According to his map on the flat Earth, he's saying this person here in New Zealand is looking almost towards like Mexico, right? In the east. Well, let's see. I mean, it couldn't possibly be that the globe works the same way, right? I mean, that would be, the globe can't be that wrong. Let's see here. All right, so he's saying somebody in New Zealand, okay, here's New Zealand, when they look east, okay, this is east, you can grab the little marker here, do it yourself, put your 90 degrees east off this mark. It's right here. It's right parallel with these lines I've already drawn. Let's see where those lines go. Oh, what do you know? They go right to Mexico. So wait a second. You mean the globe is also, the person looking east from New Zealand is also looking in the same direction that we just saw the person looking on this map. See that? That the same exact thing in his video, he's showing how wrong the flat Earth map is, because look at that green line coming off of New Zealand. It's pointed towards Mexico. And what a joke that is. Nobody looks at Mexico from New Zealand and calls that east, except for everybody in the world. And let's see, it sets west, and he has them looking, what's that? Kind of almost towards India, right? So let's see what happens if we continue this line around. Move out of the way. Let me switch this back. Sorry. You need to follow me. Transition. Here we go. Okay. So let's look at... Stop it. Okay, so I just continued this line through. Let's grab our line tool, and we're going to start here. Okay, so I'm just going to keep this line the same so we know we're on the same path. Let's see, we'll keep drawing it out. No way we're going to end up by... Oh, where did we end up? Shit. West is India. Unbelievable. So somebody standing in New Zealand looks to the west, which is in the direct direction of India. Okay, so they're explaining away the flat Earth, saying it doesn't work in reality when their globe does the goddamn same thing. The same thing. These green lines here that they're saying are wrong, that's exactly what happens on the globe Earth. It's the same thing, because they took the globe Earth from the real flat Earth map. That's how you get the globe. You transpose what happens in reality onto a ball. And these guys think they're so smart because, look at me, this is proof that we live on this ball. No, sorry guys. Wake up. You have to open your eyes. You actually have to think like you're being deceived. Not think that everyone who thinks they're being deceived is an idiot and the people who know the truth are the smart ones. If you think that way, what do you think you're going to find? Wake up. Pathetic. So they think that like, oh, this looks east and west here. No, sorry. It's because everybody on Earth is looking towards the sun at above the equator, which is why it's called the equinox. People think they're all looking east, but we just found out east isn't what you think it is. East isn't what you've ever been told or what you think. Because we'll go that again. Let me go to this drawing. Okay, so for instance, my little, whoops, gotta get this transition. There we go. Okay, so this little purple line here I drew. Excuse me, can I get on the screen? Okay. So this purple line here, believe it or not, that's east. And this here is west. Okay. May be confusing as could be because you're thinking to yourself, well, hold on, don't we just turn right around and face the other direction? Well, obviously we already proved that that's not the case. We proved that by going to Google Earth. Sorry, we'll transition this. We're going to go to Google Earth again. And let's just do something simple and then we'll be done. And there, these guys are trash. If you keep following him, expect to be led into deception. The one guy's a pilot who believes that the Earth is a ball. So what do you think? He's going to discover that the Earth... No, he already thinks he's right. So what good is he? He's no good. We might as well just all read a physics book every night. It's the same as watching his videos. What difference does it make? He's not going to come up with anything new and exciting. It's just crap. Watch it if you want. Let's look at this. So we're drawing a line from right here going dead east. Okay? So I'm going to go 90 degrees east. Exactly 90 degrees. Yeah, get there, 90. Okay, right there. Okay, so I'm exactly 90 degrees east. Again, I'm going to save that. It's going to become red. Now, if I grab that exact thing and go 90 degrees west, will it be close? Well, we're near the equator, right? So 270 is going to be pretty close. But look how far off it is. Okay, so for these guys to pretend as if the globe is perfect, this is not perfect. How can this be dead east from here, and yet from here, dead west is this way? How does that work? Well, it's because the globe isn't as perfect as everybody thinks. That's why. And let me just show again, as you get up here even higher, it's even worse. Let's go to America. Okay, so we go over here. Hello. Thank you. It was dark, that's why. Okay, so if we're up here, and we're going to go again, let's just take, if somebody is dead east of me, okay, so in the middle of the country, so I'm going 90 degrees east is right there, a little bit there, okay? That's 90 degrees east of where I am, somewhere in here. Now, if from this point, okay, we're going to save that. Now, from this point here, somebody's going to go 90 degrees east from there. Okay, well, that makes sense. From right here, we're going to go 90 degrees east from here. Okay, so let's go over to here. 90 degrees east is there. Okay, so now explain this one. How can this person be 90 degrees east of me? This person is 90 degrees east of him. Yet if I take the whole entire stretch from here to here, whoops, come on, click. Okay, that's not 90 degrees. It's 81.41. Okay, this is the problem. How could that be? I thought this is 90 degrees east of me, 90 degrees east of him, then this should be 90 degrees east of me, but it's not the way the globe works. Again, look at these white lines. This is the issue. These white lines that I drew are east from each of those areas. Okay, so when they tell you everybody's looking east to see the sun, spin the ball this way and say, well, are they all looking east? When the sun rises on the equinox, which we have it up here on the, I don't know if you can see the date, but this is the equinox, 320. Okay, so the sun's going to rise. We get a better view. Okay, so there we're at the equator. The sun's going to rise on 320, right up on the equator, but you'll notice something interesting. That each of these white lines is angled perfectly to look at that sun. we're moving the globe now, but if you were to get behind each of those white lines, see how they're all going towards the equator? Okay, so on the equinox, it's not that the sun rises the same for everyone, it's everyone's looking in the same direction. And it doesn't happen to be the same. That's part of the lie system. They teach us east, west, north, south, and we think it's a fixed coordinate plane, but it's not. It constantly changes. If you're standing right here, east for you is not the same as if you go, stop it, save, then this person right here next to him, it's going to be a different east. And then just like with the flat earth map, they make fun of the fact that circumnavigation, you'd be constantly turning. You would notice you're constantly turning. Well, what do you think you're doing on the globe? Do you think you're just going east? You would just keep going down the globe. You would go down this way, right? We've already drawn, here's east. So if you kept going east, you're going to go this way. This is east on the globe. Sorry, folks, that's not the way it works. If you're going to be at like here, and you're going to go circumnavigate, you need to keep going east, but east adjusts with every point that you're at. Meaning you're going to keep going this way, and every time you move, east adjusts. So if we got down here and drew little tiny lines instead of big lines, so we drew here, east, come on, 90 degrees east, we go there. And then you stop and you readjust. Save. Okay, do another one. And you draw another line from here, 90 degrees east from there. That's how you circumnavigate the globe. You're going to go 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, but you're always turning. The same thing is on the flat earth. So Wolfie6020, who we can call the wolf from now on, he's the wolf in sheep's clothing, Mr. Nice Guy, when he's blind as a bat. Sorry to say it, but I can't take it anymore that these guys want to call us out, call us names for thinking outside the box, doing what science is supposed to do, is trying to debunk the current method. That's the only way you'll ever get around deception. If we're being deceived, then you need to come at the globe from every angle and try and knock it down. And if it stands up, then it's the truth. But you've got a bunch of these, fanboys that just parade around and parrot everything that we were taught. Oh, everything rises in the east, and it rises at 90, and it sets at 270, and it must be perfect, and it only works on the globe. And if we all followed them, we would be deceived for all times. So thank goodness there's researchers out there who still have a brain. Thank goodness, because these guys are a waste of space. If you want to watch them, just go read a book. Go read a physics book written by Newton in 1630. Go read that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. They'll tell you about orbits. They'll tell you about how that the cannonball launches off the top of the earth and it's at the perfect speed that it goes around it. What a joke. Why do the astronauts float on the way to the moon? Are they still falling around the earth, heading towards the moon? That you're going to tell me now that, oh, they're falling around they're still in Earth orbit. What are you talking about? The stuff you guys believe is horseshit. And it's time to wake up and stop letting deceivers simply make videos where they make fun of people and act real smart, just repeating the same old shit. The same shit we hear all the time. Their methods are wrong. They cannot see the truth because they've been given a globe. They love it. That's what they want. They want the globe to be true, so no matter what you bring at them, the globe will be true. It can be explained away. It's the same thing with the moon landings. You can never disprove the moon landings to anybody that believes in it. Think about it. There's no possible amount of evidence that could come forward. I even saw a guy one time who says if Neil Armstrong himself said he didn't go to the moon, the person would still believe that he went to the moon. That's how crazy these people are, because they're in love with the system. They're in love with their ball Earth. They love their planets. They love they love NASA getting $50 million a day to do horseshit. If I asked for $50 million one time, if I just said, give me $50 million, imagine what people would expect from me. Imagine what would be expected of me with $50 million one time. NASA gets $50 million a day and does nothing. They don't help humanity at all. There's a tin can that goes in circles around the earth and does nothing. What breakthrough technology has come out of this? Who in their right mind would do that? Have you ever heard the saying that, the definition of insane is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? Well, what the hell are they doing? They're doing circles around the earth for 17 years. What a joke. What have they done? And then they spend, think of the money it costs to launch a rocket something like, I don't know, some crazy amount of millions of dollars to launch a rocket. Then they send the astronauts back down in a little pod, which doesn't burn up in the atmosphere. You know, it's got a different covering, so you don't, you know, only the garbage burns up in the atmosphere. And then they put 2 new people on, or 3 new people on the rocket and send it back up for another couple $100 million. Does this make sense to anyone? What are they doing up there? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The whole thing's a joke. If you think there's a robot on Mars, you're out of your mind. If you think we can remote control cars on Mars at 80 million miles away and make them do what we want, even though there's a 45-minute delay. Can you imagine? Get a remote control car, somehow program it so that when you make a move on your controller, it takes 45 minutes for the car to realize what you said, and then 45 minutes for you to realize whether the car even realized it. Try and drive that remote control car around your front yard. It's impossible. The whole thing is preposterous, and anybody who believes it is a indoctrinated fool. Period. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to tell you. Sly Sparkane, we can call him Hide the Plane, or we can call him Slightly Insane, whatever you want to call him. And then Abra Kadazza. You guys need to get your head screwed on straight, or just enjoy your slavery. You must love it. Must feel so good for you to be, I can repeat what's in a book. Look at me, I'm repeating. I can repeat what's in a book. Give me another book and I'll repeat it again. Give me that book over there, I'll repeat that one. Give me that book, I can repeat that one. I know the English language, I can repeat that one. I know all the words in that book. I can repeat it. Some of them I even memorized. That's how smart I am. I'm so smart, I memorize books. I can't think outside the box. I don't have a brain to actually look at things and say, hey, I might be being deceived here. How do I know how big planets are? How does Neil deGrasse know how big planets are? He's never been there. It's ridiculous what this world has come to, that these people think they're smart and can make fun of and call flat earth researchers who have gone outside the box to question reality. Pretty sure if you look at the scientific method, step 1 is ask a frickin' question. Ask a question. And the whole purpose of science is repeatability. Repeatability. Can it be proven over and over and over again? Not explained away like, now, Newton already discovered gravity, you fool. It's been discovered long ago. Oh, that means that we back away from it? I'm sorry, I missed that part of science class where it said, as soon as somebody discovers something, you better not question it. Because that's what these guys believe. It's insanity, and it's getting disgusting because people parade around and say, didn't you see Wolfie6020's video? He proves that the equinox proves that it can't happen on a flat earth. Because he said words? Because he said words and you're incapable of going and researching and seeing if it's true? Well, then you deserve to be deceived. Because it's ridiculous that people have lost their minds. That they can no longer just think. Look at the world you're given and make determinations. You have to believe in Occam's razor for the most part, yet you are told on one end you're on a ball, that sorry, you really can't feel, you can't see the curvature, you're too small, but you see boats go over the edge. You're spinning, but it's really only 1 rotation a day, so yeah, it's 1,000 miles per hour, but you don't really feel it. Yeah, the speed of sound is 700 miles per hour, but it doesn't really apply in this case. Yeah, we know that the atmosphere would get sucked off the earth so quickly in any real-world situation. Go look up a video of them putting a soda can inside of a vacuum chamber. What do you think happens? If a soda can blows up. It blows up. It has nothing holding it in. What's holding the soda inside the can? Nothing. There's no pressure anymore. That explodes everywhere. All the water boils, evaporates, gone. But on the Earth, it's different. Gravity is pulling the. Gravity is stronger than the vacuum of space. The entire atmosphere would be gone in a second. You don't live on a spinning ball with an atmosphere that moves at the exact same speed, that knows I'm the atmosphere above Alaska, I move 400 miles per hour. Oh, I'm the atmosphere above Chicago, I move 700 miles per hour. I'm above Florida, I move 900 miles per hour. That's not the way life works. Air doesn't decide where to spin and how much to spin. You can look up in the sky and watch the clouds. There's layers of clouds going both directions. It's a joke. Absolute joke. I got to go get ready. I got to be on Lift the Veil in an hour, and I did yard work today, and I'm a mess, and I stink. So I'm glad you guys joined me. Sorry, I'm a little bit riled up, but to walk in and see these guys' videos is just... I tried to contact Wolfie to show him this. Wouldn't respond, so I know. I only gave him a couple hours, but I said I'll just make a live video because I'm not going to let these guys continue to say things over and over again. Each of them say in their video numerous times, this is proof that the earth is round. This is proof. Rather than explore things from an open-minded perspective, like, well, yeah, you know, this does kind of show the globe, but, you know, maybe there's some ways that this could work on a flat earth. It's like the people saying, well, the rotation of the stars prove that we're on a globe. They prove it? Is that how easy things are? It proves it. Southern stars prove that we're on a ball spinning through space at 1,000 miles per hour, 66,000 miles per hour around a sun that's 93 million miles away in a 584 million mile yearly orbit, while that whole entire solar system is going 480,000 miles per hour around the Milky Way that's going 2.2 million miles per hour, and it's all proven because the stars in the south go the opposite way of the north. That's all you need to know. Once you know that, everything else is proven. You came from stardust at a big bang, which, you know, don't be like a Christian. Don't believe in creation. You have to be smart and believe in creation for the scientific way, which means no mind had anything to do with it. It just happened. But don't you dare say that there was a mind behind it. Don't you dare. That's crazy. Okay, there had to be no mind behind it. And then it can happen. Had to come out of nowhere. All the laws of physics, they just happen. Okay? It's the way things work. And there's probably an infinite amount of universes. That's why this all happened. Infinite universes, and we happen to be in the one where all the laws worked out perfectly. All the other ones, they failed. That's what they want you to believe. And if you believe it, you'd believe anything. If NASA came today with a story that said, new information found, you're actually all dogs. If you went to Petco in an hour, you'd see Dazza the Cameraman, you'd see all these guys. Sly Sparkane, Wolfie6020 lining up for their doggy bones. I need my doggy bones. We just found out from NASA we're dogs. So we got to get these dog bones right now. That's what would happen. They'll believe anything. Doesn't matter. Oh, 7 planets found in this distant 40. It's only 400 light years away and 40 light years away. And 7 planets there that are the Earth size. If you believe that shit, it makes me sick. $50 million a day. I made a Facebook post today. There's 30,000 children that die every day from malnutrition, from malaria, from hunger, from diarrhea, things that are preventable. So I said, if we gave each of those children $15, which is way more than enough, way more than they would be able to live, okay? And I'm talking about every day. So if we gave each of those children, 30,000 children die every day, let's give them each $15 a day. That would cost $450,000. Guess what? NASA would only have $49,550,000 a day. Oh boy, what would they ever do? What a gouge that would be to their budget to save 30,000 starving children a day. Poor NASA would go from 50 million to 49.5. Man, I just can't see doing that. I think it's too important that we get some CGI pictures of Saturn, that we think some Voyager spacecraft is a couple billion miles away sending information through the ether of space, and you know, we have a satellite dish that looks at the Earth, even though we know that balloons can go up and hold 8,000 pounds and look back at the Earth just as easily. But it's more important that we have, you know, $150 million satellites. That's probably more important than putting one up there for, you know, $20,000. I see the importance of that. Really important, because if we just put up a bunch of balloons, we would be able to see the weather just like we do now. So, why would we need satellites? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't make any sense, really. What purpose do they serve? Why do we need satellites? Obviously, they don't beam information. They don't keep track of planes. Planes aren't kept track of by satellites in space. So, okay, that's out the window. So what are we using satellites for? I mean, what is the point? We can't even have a 24/7 view of the ISS. I mean, from the ISS of the Earth. Because every 90 minutes, or every less than an hour, it goes dark because it's on the dark side of the Earth. Because imagine how hard it would be to send a beam off a satellite and then down to Houston. That would be crazy. You mean like beaming things off of satellites? I don't know if they could do that. That's pretty crazy. But then you talk about the flat Earth and you say, what, all these people are lying? All these people are lying? For what for? What's the reason? I don't know. I'm not lying to you. I don't know. A lot of them have no idea. No clue. Many, many people, all teachers, satellite tech, they're building satellites. They think they're doing their job. They build their satellite. They hand it off to NASA. NASA puts it in this thing, launches it up. It goes in the water. That's obvious. What do you think the Bermuda Triangle is? Bermuda Triangle. Give me a break. You think there's some place on the earth where boats just disappear? No, that's what they tell you, so you don't go look at the wreck yard that is them launching rockets every month into the water. That's what the Bermuda Triangle is. So if you go out there, you probably will disappear because they'll shoot you in the freaking head. So don't you dare go out there. Don't fly any planes over here. You might catch on to our business. We're stealing $50 million a day, and we're not going to lose it for nothing. This is what we do. We steal money. All right, I got to go. I'm too wild up. Got to get a glass of water. And we'll talk to you guys very soon if you want to watch Lift the Veils channel. I don't know what we're talking about tonight, but it'll be alt news tonight. That's all I know. So we'll talk to you guys very soon. Be kind to each other. Don't lie to each other. Don't tell people that this means that it absolutely we live on a globe when it can be explained away by an idiot like me. Don't do it. And open up your mind, because believe it or not, there's truth inside. Till next time, guys. Peace. Here's the problem. I needed to get this out there because it needs to be said, and we'll see if there's any apologies that come our way. I really doubt that. You know, there's going to be, those guys are never going to apologize, right? But let me explain to you what's going on. We've got basically 3 major deceivers, in my mind, who are completely blinded by their religion. Completely. They cannot uncover deception. It has become impossible for them to see the deception. So I will expose them and show you exactly what I mean, and then we can all decide what's better, to open our minds and to actually look at other possibilities, or to be so shut down, so shut in, that there is no longer the ability to even look outside of what we're told. And that's where they
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage. Mirage. Mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back with another live video for you today. Thank you for joining me. The reason that I'm having this video, and it really deserves a much longer video, but I'm going to try and get this done extremely quickly because I think it's important for people to know. So thank you for joining me. It will be short. That's the plan, at least. So parrot brain, so they can repeat, and if you continue to follow them, then you can expect further enslavement by an elite group of pedophiles, Satanists, inbred, Zionist, usury-pushing, baby-eating demons. Okay? That's all I got to say about that. So let me explain to you the issue here. First, we've got Mr. Who do we have here first?
Perth again, and it's Thursday, March.
Okay, so we're going to listen to Wolfie6020, whatever the number is, 2060, I don't know, 6020. He is going to describe what's going to be happening on the equinox here.
2017, that's today's local newspaper, the West Australian. And
skip forward here a little bit.
Which is the corner of Princess Street. And
he's going down to this corner to tell us that he's going to be looking.
This is a great location is because Princess
270 degrees. If we bow down to their wishes, then we can expect our children and our children's children and our children's children's children to be enslaved by the men that these guys, the 3 of them, worship and adore. The 3 deceivers leading humanity to further enslavement are Wolfie6020, Dazza The Cameraman, and Sly Sparkane. let me explain why, and then I'll show you the problem I have with the three of them. Are they nice guys for the most part? I kind of know Wolfie a little bit. Never been a fan of Abracadazza. These kind of people, they've already made the decision. They've already decided what the earth is. So it doesn't matter. Now, many people might come and say, but Jeran, you think that the earth is flat. So you're arguing from a flat earth standpoint. Huge difference. Huge difference. Science is the attacking of the current model. It is not the parading around and promoting the current model. That's not science. It's the opposite of science. Calling people names is not science. Okay, saying somebody who's asking questions is an idiot or is a moron, that is not science. That is the complete opposite of science. So these people who back science are a complete opposite of it. They don't even understand what they're doing. It's a disaster. So let me explain to you what's going on here. So these three are not skeptics at all. At all. They are not even thinkers. They are indoctrinated, brainwashed, in love with their religion. They're incapable of using their brain. They traded their brain long ago for a